All right, so hello again. We're at jam session. Is it only 45 or is it already 45 here? No. But welcome. As usual, we'll chat about what's going on with the guide, our milestone 18, I think, which is here in my background. We have a few open PRs around that, and then anything coming up. But don't we? So Stephen is not here. He might join. In the milestone, we have two issues that are currently PRs. And then we have the Payjoin case studies. We can just go from top to bottom. Is anyone pressed for time, or is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Oh, I created a very sketchy image for one of the headers, which is not in this milestone. If you guys feel like discussing it, I'm all for that. I just ideated. That's it.
Okay, cool. Which header is that? Is that an issue for it?
Yeah, it's in the roadmap. It's under no milestone.
Okay, let me just.
4045.
The roadmap is a project, right? For recovery?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Super messy. Hold your brace yourself.
Yeah, that's an old school Bitcoin there with like a metal key and a leather wallet. Yeah.
I was just having fun. Okay, yeah. If we have time later, happy
No,
to
it's
discuss.
awesome. You know, it is weird. We take these concepts that we know, and then we can make them holographic and then project them into the future. That you don't think about it as old objects, but futuristic objects or something. And I think you can be creative with these headers. So anyone wants to go first with anything you want to, anything urgent? Otherwise, I'll just start top to bottom from the milestone.
Yeah, that's fine. We can start top bottom.
Okay, so fiat over lightning. Stephen is not here. I don't think he's done. I don't think I've seen updates on here. He also has this draft, so maybe we'll just. I think last time he said he just needs more time to work on this content, so I think we can just leave that. Then case study on spaced repetition, recovery phrase reminders. I created a PR for this one, which I got feedback on, which I addressed, and then I think it's basically ready for more reviews. So Stain and Yashraj, I believe the two of you have taken a look and had a few minor comments. But yeah, maybe Daniel can take a look at it, or Mo, or maybe. I think it's a fairly small thing. I don't think it needs huge review. The main thing is that I think someone approves it at some point, someone with those admin rights. But yeah, was there anything? I don't have anything to discuss around there. It's just review time. Okay. Cool. Then next one is, should we go straight to the big one? Payjoin design challenge case study, the beast. Okay. Okay, where's the pull request? Is it linked? It is not linked. Let's go to the, okay. So let's just going to go straight to the page here. We'll also share the link. So this is what the page looks like right now. It's quite a lot of stuff. It also covers a lot of stuff, and there's an insane amount of content also linked from that page with all of the research and background material. So it's quite a lot going on. Yashraj, I think you left a comment on 4 days ago that you're ready for review. Yes. I reviewed it and I left, I think, 46 comments or something like that. Sorry for spamming everything.
No, it's all good. I just took a look at some of them. I know. I think I'll just like fix them. They are pretty reasonable. Most of them, I think. I'll just fix them.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So just to give a feedback on for the others, there was a bunch of stuff like there was a description missing in the meta tag, the just a bunch of really formal things too, like the nav order index. So it shows up. It doesn't have the same nav order as the Blix case study. So one is
Mhm.
always after the other in the layout. Then removing an old redirect tag that was probably copy pasted over. Just lots of small stuff, really. Some links or some comments around making sure, and that's, I think Mo, you and I talked about that before too, that when you link to a Google Doc or a Figma file from one of these pages, never ever give those links full edit rights because someone could just go in and destroy
Mhm.
everything or vandalize it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that is a
didn't.
great suggestion. I don't think I have given edit access like en masse so far, but I'll take a look.
That was one Google Doc I tested that had edit access. But
Okay.
I don't know if the link did it or if you gave my email address edit access or so. I think it was the
Mm,
link.
that's possible as well.
Yeah.
I'll take a look regardless.
Okay. Awesome. Then there was stuff. There's a table in here on the page somewhere
Yeah,
that
it's
doesn't.
towards the top. Yeah.
Yeah, like this one doesn't. This one kind of breaks the page. It introduces horizontal scrolling because it's too wide. So uh, uh, I just mostly went for the formal stuff, really.
Hmm. Yeah.
And a little bit of structure, like making sure you explain what point a page join is before you talk about the benefits and disadvantages or so, and explaining BIP 78 before using it in an image. Some of this type of
Hmm.
stuff. When you read it, you know nothing at the top. Any term that gets introduced or that gets used also gets introduced. Was there anything that stood out in where you're like, that's stupid feedback? I don't like it.
Um, no, I just would really like to get any ideas about the title of the case study because I think I have had like a few. So
So you're
that
talking
would be
about the
great.
Payjoin experience, and
Yeah.
what do you not like about the title, and what were some of the other ones?
I mean, I think the initial title was something like payments with pay joins, but then I think Dan said that it's more of an analysis, or like it's more of an exploration about the design aspects
Mhm.
than the payments part of it, and so I changed it to this. I think you left a comment saying maybe it can be a better title. There can be a better title to this. So I mean, I'm open to ideas.
I don't remember leaving any comments about the title. You made it in the review today.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah. So maybe I misread it, but I mean, my idea behind this was like this is an exploration of the user experience, right? And then so that's why the page and experience plus. I'm a bit of a Joe Rogan experience fan, so I think that jived as well. But uh, I'm open to ideas.
Yeah, I think it works for me. I think the only feedback I had was, you know how you have the P and the E capitalized, just to be consistent with sentence casing titles. It's one of these stupid little things, and being consistent with capitalizing page join or throughout the page. What do others think about the title?
Yeah, I haven't seen it before, but I will almost always lean towards as simple as possible. So my title, if I had written it, would probably be page on transactions. Page on
There's a
payments.
bunch of
Something
noise
suits.
in.
Sorry, maybe my. I'll see if I connect another mic.
Sounds like some scraping or something. Yeah, but I think Daniel said basically keep it very simple. simple title. I guess the question is, do you want to already introduce? You want to talk about what it actually is in the title? Payjoin, private payments.
Yeah, I was
Something
thinking
like
the same.
Hmm.
Also, to get some SEO towards the guide as well, is maybe we can think about what someone would be Googling when they would be, because these H1 headings get the most hit, they get higher, high rated, right? So
Yeah.
maybe what would, I don't know, what would a UX designer Google if they were trying to figure this out? Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts. I don't know if I like keeping it simple, but I think it's good to make use of SEO as well to get
Yeah, right for the machines. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I would focus on the people part. The machines will figure their thing out. Yeah.
would also spend the first.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so that was a bit of a dilemma for me because I think the question always is who's the audience, right? I mean, and if we assume that the audience consists of someone who has no idea what a page join is, then
Mhm.
we should begin with what is a pay join. But at the same time, if somebody already knows what it is and they want to see how we are trying to explore it and what we found out, then I felt like an introduction like this, which assumes that the pay join concept is known to the reader, and so um, audience one sentence. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's reasonable. I'll do that.
And you do actually have a good sentence on that a little bit further up under here, under this image. A Bitcoin transaction where the sender and receiver construct the transaction together by contributing inputs is called a pay join. And the only
Mhm.
benefit you could, or addition you could do with that sentence is just why. Why would people do that? And I
Okay.
think that could be your introduction.
Okay. Yeah.
With regards to the naming in the menu, it's now the Payjoin experience. Is it? I'm just wondering if it could maybe be called Payjoin, or does the heading need to match the menu?
Yeah, those are the same.
Oh, it matches. It matches it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, making the title longer is going to result in a pretty long menu. The menu is going to get stretched out then. So
Yeah. That's a
Um,
good point.
yeah, but it's an interesting thing with Lightning. We've had so many discussions about hiding Lightning unless you absolutely need to deal with it directly somehow. And I think Carnage or Gene had a similar comment in Slack about, do you need to use the
Yes.
term page join in the UI or can you avoid it? Yashmash, I think it's a valid point, but for the sake of this PR, I would maybe just ignore that for now and maybe think about it in the future update to the PR and just kind of focus on getting this in a good shape. And I think that was Dan's recommendation also. Just address the feedback now, get it in good shape, we'll get it live. Maybe leave it out for, a good thing to do sometimes too is just get the good first version out, circulate it a little bit, gather more feedback, and then based on what feedback you get, do a version 1.1 or, yeah. And then opens it up for discussion too.
Yeah. Absolutely agree on that. And I think this is something where I need to be like reminded of this sometimes, because sometimes you go after like making it better, or like but it's not going to be that. And no matter how good I think it is, after it goes out, maybe it turns out all the assumptions were wrong, and then what am I going to do then? So yeah, I'd love to just get it out and then see what the feedback is, and then update this, or like publish an update in some other way maybe, I don't know, but yeah, totally open to doing that.
Yeah. And just because it's public on GitHub doesn't mean anyone's looking at it. We heard last week Harold was showcasing the Bitcoin Core app at Austin BitDevs, and
Mhm.
people were like, "Oh wow, there's Bitcoin Core on your phone." And this repository has been public for a year. It's been discussed constantly, like a small group has worked in the open the whole time. There's even a dedicated website to it, and still no one knows about it. And Twitter's like, "Oh, what is this? What is this project? How do I find out about it?" Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to push things in front of people because they'll just get sidetracked with talking about Nostr instead and bank failures and stuff like that.
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, sure, I agree with you. This is 99%. It's just, it feels like there's some minor tweaks and
Yeah,
we are good to go live.
yeah. I love hearing that, and yeah, I mean, yeah, having trouble. Oh, okay, yeah. Um, uh, yes. One thing, one quick thing. Are you able to locate the original Figma file where you created the visual that we have right there? Sorry.
Which visual would that be? Would that be the
Yeah. The one with the vendor and the customer, and
yeah, I think I have that. I can just look it
yeah,
up now.
because there is a there is like a typo in there, and I couldn't find it, and I have like converted it to like raster. Like I have flattened it in Figma, so I cannot fix it.
Yeah, I'm
Would
just
love.
for you.
Um, yeah, thanks. Christoph, did you just click on the link for the blue wallet video, and it's not there anymore?
Yeah, I also mentioned that in my review that the video link is dead.
Oh, yeah, that's surprising. So,
Yeah, definitely check all of the links. I
mhm.
clicked selectively through a bunch of them, also to look for
Okay,
the edit access stuff, but I didn't
yes,
go through every single one.
okay, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised because the video was like they put it on YouTube and Twitter in like 2020, and it was up by the time that I went in to analyze it. So I'm surprised it's not up. I check it out though.
It's a video by the Blue Wallet team.
Yes,
That's surprising.
I think so.
They're just trying to mess with you.
Yeah, I mean that's a fun thing to imagine. Yeah, I'll just uh, I just then maybe remove the link because that's what else can I do? I don't have a copy of it. Maybe I should have downloaded it, but I didn't expect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing you can expect really. Um, Yeah, I mean, if you can check if you can find some comparable material, maybe BTC Sessions has a video on specifically that or so. But if the content
Mhm.
works without it, then just don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think it should. I have screenshots, so hopefully it does.
Cool. Mo, you also had some feedback here from about an hour ago.
Oh, just very small feedback. It's just some suggestions with the text, just rewording some stuff, removing a word here and there. I tend to read text for, how could you say? Could I use the word positivity? I like to screen text for how it comes across and how it makes me feel. So I screened it for any words that came across as being feeling, I don't know, maybe a little bit negative or anything like that. So I kind of just tried to remove stuff and tweak it from that perspective. So I had a quick read. That's it. I mean, it's nothing big. Just a couple suggestions.
Okay. Do you know you can directly leave those suggestions in the code?
I really wanted to ask how to do that,
Okay.
but then I thought, no, I'm not going to ping Christoph now. But I would love to learn how to do that, please.
Okay, let's take a look at one. So we go to the files changed. Let me know if you can see it on.
Wait, let me just zoom in. I'm just going to make your screen big.
So I'm just going to go to some random piece of text. It's loading very slowly for me right now. Okay, let's find some piece of text. So can you see this here? How I'm selecting this text?
Yep, I see it.
You just press the plus. Okay, then you get this comment field.
Mm-hmm.
And then you press this little plus minus thing. It's called add a suggestion.
Okay.
And let's just say they're not high level findings, they're low level findings, whatever that would, what the hell just happened? Okay, so I changed some text and I add exclamation points because it's important. And then I can see the preview and that will show me the before and the after.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can either leave it as a single comment or start a review. If I added a single comment, it instantly goes out. Yashraj will get an email. If I add it to a review, then I can batch a whole bunch of changes, and then I can leave one final comment on it.
Okay.
And then Yashraj will have the option to comment on this change, or he can just accept it. He can just press accept and resolve, or maybe it's just called accept. With one click, it'll be merged into his PR.
Could you just show me the first step where you navigated to this page? It was one button that you clicked on.
Okay. So you know how for every pull request you have the 4 tabs at the top: conversation, commits, checks, and files changed.
Okay.
You go to files changed.
Got you. Okay, I can do this.
And then first it shows you all of the images and all of this stuff. And then at the bottom you see here payjoin.md. And because it's a really long file, it's collapsed. So I need to click on load diff. Diff as in difference, I guess. And then you find some text that you want to comment on, and you press the little plus.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm definitely going to give it a shot.
Yeah, it makes it very convenient for the PR owner, because they can just say, "Yep, good, good. No, don't like it. Good, accept, accept." It's very convenient. There's a requirement for the syntax is baffling. Which syntax is that, Yashraj? Three, what is it called? Backticks? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Anything else, Yashraj? So I think Daniel said he wants to take a look at it. Anything else? Mo, are you going to take another look, or do you feel like you're okay for now? I mean, it's also... Sorry?
No, sorry. I'm going to comment using that commenting method, because I've been wanting to learn that for so long. So after this call, I'm going to edit my comments, delete that one, and comment in the syntax itself.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then Yashraj, you'll have a few things to either accept or ignore as you see fit.
Yeah, the first time you are able to get the suggestion in, like the minus this plus this, and it appears as that is a nice feeling, I have to say. So look forward. And I'll also just quickly take a look just to see if I have any, like something that I could benefit from your feedback. I'll just take a look real quick.
Yeah. After, because I had so many formal and formatting changes, after all of this stuff is in, I would like to take another look at the content. But just to see if there's anything major, but I don't really expect very much. But yeah, so just hop in there and let us know when you're good to go for another review.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. And then would be awesome by the next design jam session, we could just have this merged. That'd be super cool. But no pressure, no rush.
No, I just wanted to check like what is the date that you're looking at to for the milestone or for the merging? How are you planning on like
So
doing?
our milestone, we're looking at the date that is 28 days in the past. So if you can make it happen a month ago, then we'll make it in time.
Mhm. Yeah, no, but I can see that a lot of that is probably on me. So sorry about
No,
that.
not really. I mean, you have the fiat over lightning. So just, yeah. No, it's all good. Um, but yeah. Okay, cool. So anything else on the Payjoin, or should we move forward? Okay, cool. Then let's see, what else do we have here? Stain, update to wallet recovery in the savings guide. What's the latest status? Daniel left feedback.
Yeah, Daniel gave some good feedback. I've accepted all of that. Not sure if we need more reviews on it.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm just looking at it again now, and I think it's ready to go. So I can approve this and merge it in.
Great, thanks, Dan.
Nice. Yeah, I'll also just take a look at it, I guess. I think that's kind of it for our current milestone and open PRs, right? Or is there anything you want to dive deeper into?
Are you asking me?
Just in general.
Nothing in terms of open PRs. I did pick up 2 other tasks which I haven't added to a milestone because I don't want to keep on adding to a milestone. So I'm not sure if we should maybe close this milestone. Well, when we close this milestone, create a new one, I can just add those 2. Those 2 are the one that Steve Lee commented on or created, one around buying. And then the other one is Sid's comment on how to handle shrinkage. I'm not sure what the other word for it is, but that's what he called it.
Yeah.
So we have a milestone on it. Okay, cool.
I just created it.
Sorry, I didn't.
How about we just sometimes I've done this with other projects too. You just kind of set up the milestone and you kind of start filling it up with stuff, and then once you feel like it's good, then you start working on it.
Yeah.
So we can take that approach. So this was the one about purchasing Bitcoin. Oh, sorry, which one did you say?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And then elaborate on pin step scenarios. Is that also something you're
No,
still?
that should be done. The pin step one. Well, I think that's the one that we just spoke about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's just a different name. And then where did you see that? Is there an issue for this comment around shrinkage? So for the other
No.
shrinkage, I think it's just the idea that the fee is included in the amount.
Yeah.
So let's say, and I think I've had that, recently Blue Wallet's trying to close out their custodial Lightning service. So everyone needs to transfer out all of their sats, but you don't know how much you're going to pay in fees. So how can you transfer all of them out? I wasn't able to. I just had to kind of guess. I tried to send the whole amount, but then that didn't work, right? But I could never know how much the fees would be. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to send the whole amount minus 10 sats, see if that works. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm going to send the whole amount minus 20 sats, see if that works. And that's kind of stupid.
And that's because they add the fee on top of the amount that you type in.
Yeah, and the thing is that fees are kind of unpredictable too. You don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do route probing, but you don't really know what the fee will be until it actually goes through. which makes it super unpredictable. I think with on-chain, it's a little bit more predictable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So this specific issue is around they want to combine both ideas, both use cases at least, where you want to pay a specific amount or just in an arbitrary amount that is not higher than what you have. So I'm not even sure where that will be documented, like whether it's in the spending wallet or the savings wallet, or I don't know.
So let's take a look.
Maybe it can be in both. Like I think the use cases are real. We can definitely solve both of those.
So hold on, I'm trying to find something here because the Bitcoin Core Wallet GUI has this toggle, and I just can't find a screenshot right now. It has a toggle that says include fees into amount.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this is about. But if the only reason this is ever used is in wallet migration, then wallet migration might actually be an option in the settings. It's like, I'm done with this wallet, which would then include, for example, it could wallet migration basically means that you want to move on forever from this one, which means getting the funds out, but potentially also are doing another backup in case, let's say, there's an on-chain address that still gets some new funds. Maybe you want to set it up you only somewhere else or so. Yeah, so maybe that's something to think about, whether this needs to be a toggle in the send screen or whether this is so tied to some other user flow that it doesn't have to go into send, but it can just be part of this other user flow.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll put a doc together with all the different options, and we can just kind of work through it and see how we go from there.
Yeah, and I think I've encountered this before in some other wallet, Phoenix or somewhere else, and it was a real mess.
Yeah, I suspect there's probably a lot of detail that I don't know, but my current understanding is there's essentially three cases. The one is include the fees. Well, maybe there's a blur between some of those, but you include the fees in the amount, you add the fees on top of the amount that you're adding, or there's some conditional logic where if the wallet sees that you are going to exceed the amount that you actually have available, then you just deduct it. So you're not kind of in a binary state of doing either or. It's just like conditional logic based on what you're doing. But then you need to make sure that the UI communicates what actually happened.
Yeah.
Because it could be either or, depending on the send amount.
Yeah. This reminds me, I was doing some user testing in Blue Wallet, some accessibility testing in Blue Wallet, and I realized that I can type in 46 billion Bitcoin in the send screen.
Goodness.
So made me think that okay, there should be some upper limit here because I don't think that's going to work ever. It's not even possible. But yeah, maybe that's one of those things where when you hit those limit, that the UI warns you that the max amount that you can send is this. Is that what you want to do? And then that's it. But I think there was something around merchant use case where the including or excluding the fee is necessary. And then if it's just a merchant use case thing, it might not need to go into this daily spending wallet. It's more of a merchant thing. Yeah, but it could still be good to document somewhere.
Cool. So I'll create a task for that, and I'll add it to milestone 19.
Awesome. I don't know if you can add stuff to milestones. Just let me know if it works or if it doesn't work.
Yeah. No, I think I created the last one. I wasn't able to assign myself. So I'll do that. How do I find a milestone projects roadmap?
If you could just go to issues
Milestone.
or pull requests, next to the search bar, it says labels and milestones.
Yeah, found that. Hmm. Oh yeah, I see. I can't assign it to a milestone. I can create the task, and then you can assign myself
Yeah.
to it and assign the milestone. I see.
Yeah, so as we're talking about next milestones, what else should we go in there? Does anyone else have something that they really want to do or work on or wants to pick up?
I have an idea. I'll share this this one here in the chat. Not quite sure where it would go in, but it would be guidelines on how to contribute and add a case study to the Bitcoin Design Guide. I did a bit of a Google Doc write-up about it, and this was just my initial issue. That was 24th of January. Stephen suggested creating a question document. So it's just kind of to create a more open door towards people contributing to the Bitcoin Design Guide. I don't know if we'd like to add it as a link or add it as a page or add it as a subpage within the case study section. Yeah, open for discussion.
Yeah, that could be a good sub-page or subsection in contributing. So if, let's say, some company or someone else, like Sahil was talking about their design around archiving old wallets that may still receive things, and he was considering case studies. So maybe if there's some information there that might make it more easier and more interesting and more attractive for people to contribute case studies. Yeah,
I'd love it to be sort of really inviting people. So if one of the designers in the community mentions like, oh, we just learned this because we've done this, they're like, hey, why don't you submit a case study and just send them the link. So yeah, open to discussion. No idea, but it's just an idea. Yeah, I don't know what the rest of the crew thinks about it.
Do you want me to preliminarily add it to the milestone?
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I also feel like I need to go through and pick something up, but I don't have it. I guess the thing that's burning on my mind is accessibility right now because of the weekend conversations, and also the visualization of mini script and more complex spending conditions because of the BDK was interested, and that came up at Advancing Bitcoin as well. That seems a little bit more involved. Yeah, and Daniel or Yashraj or Noyi, thanks for joining. Anything else you would like to do?
Yeah, so I just had a quick thing about.
Hi guys. Nothing much really to say. I understand so far actually. So
Sorry, can you say that again?
yeah, I said so far I understand. Payjoin is actually a pretty complex part because I remember when I first learned about it I was just jumping from page to page to page to page. So
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, feel free to leave feedback or comments on the Patreon stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love your feedback. No, for sure.
all right then, no problem.
Yeah, I was about to jump in and say that I think we have some content from the Payjoin case study that I did not include in the case study because it was too detailed, maybe too long, and I think we also talked about having like a Payjoin page, like in the how it works section of the guide, and like that could include some of the content that I already have.
Yeah.
So maybe rework it a bit and add it as a page if you think that it deserves a place in the guide in some way, shape, or form.
Do you personally feel like you want to continue on with Payjoin work, or is there something else that's burning for you?
There is nothing that's burning in my mind. Like, yeah, I have to do it, but I guess that is because I have been like obsessed with this thing. I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind trying something else.
yeah. 'Cause I feel like you've done so much material, so much work there already, and so I wouldn't rush into more Payjoin work, and just give it a few weeks or so. Get the page live, give it a few weeks, see what happens. If there are any conversations, if people really need more than what you've already provided, because I think it's already a ton.
Yeah, sounds good.
Um,
I,
did we, Christoph, on the accessibility one, did we ever add in, I think it was an idea, but I don't know if we did it, something along the lines of how to do an accessibility test?
Yeah, there's a 3-minute video that I recorded that's also linked to from the page.
Right, okay, yeah.
But to be honest, the thing that's missing right now, remember last year we filed issues with Moon, with Blue, with Phoenix, sent emails to blockchain.com and Green Wallet and stuff.
Yep.
And all of those issues got a comment that says, "Thank you, this is awesome." And no work has been done. So I
Right,
feel like right now we need the coding hands to actually do all this stuff. Not necessarily more testing, maybe, but just actually good coding practices.
yeah,
Maybe the testing will help in that, but uh,
yeah. It's about getting more of these Lightning wallets to start address. Because how long ago did we do that again? Was that,
pretty much a year.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I contacted Nuno from Blue Wallet over the weekend, and he's into it to fix accessibility stuff. I opened a pull request on Blue Wallet this morning with a bunch of labeling. I created 2 more issues on there, very specifically around QR code accessibility and some ordering stuff. Like in Blue Wallet, if you have 50 transactions and you want to go into the send receive buttons, you have to tap 50 times because the send receive is all the way at the bottom. And then something around the camera feed, which I don't really know what the best way is for a person with low vision, to let them know that there's a camera feed on the screen and that they can scan stuff now, and give them tips on how to scan stuff. I don't know how to handle that. But, so yeah, I think I'm trying to get hands-on with this stuff.
Maybe something will come up after we do the National Accessibility Day, and after the Summer Bitcoin students have worked, we can maybe see what comes up in terms of content. But right now, it feels like they just need to get hands-on. Everyone needs to just get hands-on and test more.
No, just do it. We've already filed the issues. People just need to do it. We need coders right now. And so I think that obviously we can do different things, or other people can have different opinions. But I would make this accessibility day about setting aside an hour, 2 hours or so that day, and actually fix a few things.
Yeah. And maybe inviting some devs to join us in the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, so hopefully I think we can make some quick stuff happen. Just need to focus on the doing part. Okay. Cool. Anything else? We have another 10 minutes or so. Should we talk more about next milestone?
So I shared the issue that I just created. So maybe you can just sign myself to it and then add it to the next milestone.
I mean, that
Yeah,
should be good. Cool. There you are.
Great, thank you.
I mean, big picture, I think it would be amazing if we could get that savings wallet overhaul slowly moving, but I feel like we need to come up with a plan for it. Or just tackle it, start tackling that in some systematic way.
Yeah, I agree.
I just had a general question about the UI kit. I think most of it is like mobile focused. Do we have any like? Is there a need? And if there is, do we have a plan for like a UI kit for like a desktop implementation?
Well, it is actually built or designed to work on desktop and on mobile. So
Okay.
if you look at the Bitcoin Core app, for example, which is based on the UI kit, it is designed as a application that just adjusts to desktop and mobile. The buttons stay the same, the text sizes stay the same, everything stays the same. I could see if someone builds a power user focused desktop application that they want some of the UI elements maybe to be like 10, 15% smaller or so. But overall, it's built in the UI kit too. It's mobile by default, but there's a whole page called desktop templates or something like that that shows you how you can use the same elements in a desktop scenario. And both the Bitcoin Core app and the Jam, the Join Market web app, they're both. That's also a desktop application or a web desktop web app that you can install in your Umbrella and Raspberry Blitz or run locally. Yeah, but yeah, if you looked at the website, the homepage, and like, you would think that it's mobile only. So I totally get that.
Yeah, no, it's good to know that like it is extensible in that way as well. The UI kit, that's awesome.
By the way, the UIKit team might be 3 people now. I had another interested. Eddie, who worked on the Jam app, was also interested in now contributing to the UIKit. I'm excited about that. Daniel, did you have anything else? Anything you want to do in the guide, or any comments, feedback, stuff we should do, shouldn't do?
Hi, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry for all the sound issues today. I'm not sure what Jitsi is not taking a liking to. No, nothing in particular. I keep working on waiting for rather the LDK node code package so I can keep my work on implementing the daily wallet reference design and code. But yeah, it's close, but I think it's probably another week or two before they release a Swift package that I can use.
What do you think with what do you think would be a good next thing to tackle in the guide?
Yeah, I mean, one of my personal favorites, which is not seen any progress at all, is this finding a framework for the code or the pages to be translated. I don't think that's necessarily the next focus for everybody, but it's something that's personally quite close to my heart. But yeah, I just don't have the experience with Jekyll or whatever we are using to know enough to feel confident about suggesting the path forward there. There's an issue, but yeah, no one's really. It doesn't seem like many people are familiar with that part of the code. So
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those things where, so right now we're all kind of working on individual things. We pick up some issues that we're interested in, or we could also switch this around and to do things more collaborative, project based, where we say, well, for the next 2 milestones, we're going to focus on localization, and each of us goes out. Some person tries to recruit Spanish speaking people or whatever. Another person investigates tools we can use. Another person investigates the code base and changes need to be made. Or we can also have these other types of project, like we're going to focus on just the savings wallet now. I mean, that's totally up for us to. I just wanted to throw it out there. If everyone wants to work that way too, that's also something we could do. Because, like Daniel, like you said, you don't have that particular experience, and then it's kind of tricky for you to move that forward. But if we chip in on the same things, it'll be easier.
Yeah, I think looking back when we worked on the guide in the beginning, and then we did the big lightning push. It was kind of exciting when everybody was pulling the same direction, but I also don't necessarily see anything quite like that on our agenda at the moment that would necessarily need that. So shouldn't do it just for the sake of it, but it's quite fun to do it now and then. Just
Yeah.
pulling together.
I do see two buckets for this right now. So we have a bunch of issues around. So we have localization. There's some issues around improving the homepage. There's an issue around, Mo just brought up an issue around contribution. Those are kind of the issues around, not in the guide, but around the guide stuff. And we have a bunch of them that we could put in a bucket. Like, we're not going to worry about the content itself. We're going to focus on the thing around it and overhaul that a bit. And the second one, also the header images, just fill out those gaps. And the second one I see is the savings wallet, bringing that up to par with the daily spending wallet. So that would include possibly inheritance, that could include purchasing Bitcoin, could include the mini script visualization for complex transaction requirements or whatever it's called. So beefing that up, that's the second bucket that I see.
I think it's a really good idea to work in buckets, because then we can focus on just, as Christoph said, there's a whole bunch of stuff around the guide, not the content itself. So if we just connect all the dots, like the header images, and then the add guidelines on how to contribute a case study, maybe add in a few more of those things that we already exist as issues, I think is a good idea.
Yashra, Stain, what do you think about that? Where do you land on that idea?
So I guess the first thing that comes to mind is if we work on dedicated things, it makes reviewing it easier because you're kind of in that headspace. So that's one thing that comes up to me. And then maybe also just echoing what you're saying, like if we want to use focus on localization, and Daniel doesn't necessarily have the experience or the knowledge around certain things, then obviously coming together is going to help making progress with that specific thing. But then also, I guess, just who do we like? Do everybody who's going to chip in have enough experience on that? Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, it sounds like a good way to actually approach it.
Yeah. Okay. How about I put that? I'll put that on my list as a thing to do. I'll create a Google Doc with a proposal on some buckets that we could tackle, starting with the existing issues that we have, and trying to formulate, basically similar to what I just said, just formulating that out. Or if someone else wants to do that, that's cool with me too. I'm happy to do it. And then next time we can discuss, it'll be more specific, and everyone can say, yeah, I want to do that, or I don't want to do that. And maybe the three of us want to do it and the other want to do something else. That's fine too. You're muted, Stain.
Sorry, I'm actually muted. No, I was saying, I think that sounds good. Focusing energy is probably a good way to actually just get through work that we really want to get done.
Okay, cool. I'm putting that on my to-do list. Create proposal for, let's just call it mini projects.
So do you imagine putting all of the open issues into the high-level buckets? Is that kind of the aim, or at least the ones? Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's
how you
it's
see
like
this.
it's an exercise like I think we did that in a retro recently. You just kind of look at everything's out there and you group the similar ones together, ones that are related in a topical way, or the ones that are related in a what's the other one? Structural. I don't know what the right thing. Like all the meta stuff, adding and filling images, looking into localization, ones that address the design of the website itself, the presentation layer, or I don't know what you'd call it. Yeah, I would just look through it and try to find in the content itself, in the issues, try to find these buckets.
Cool.
And
Okay.
you are
So
also
then you can have a
welcome to.
miscellaneous.
Sorry.
No, and then you can have a miscellaneous bucket for everything else.
There will always be a junk drawer of things. It's just a fact of life, I think. But yeah, also feel free to look at it and come up with something else. But I can create the starting point for that for the next, and I can circulate it in a few days. Just share it.
Cool. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to work here, but I recently used ChatGPT to take a whole list of reasons from users or customers about something specific that the issues with. And then I just ask it to create the high-level themes and how many times each of these mentions by